Hello everyone, today I'm going to talk about teaching across the curriculum. Here we have the index. First of all, I'm going to talk about the main differences between a method and an approach. Well, according to Richards and Rogers, an approach is the actual nature of language or subject matter and how teachers taught it to students, in contrast with a method which is a detailed plan for presentation of language material. Another difference is that an approach depends on the nature of language or subject matter under study, for instance, structural, oral, situational, communicative, in contrast with method which includes the detailed steps and procedures followed by the teacher in teaching a language. We have some examples: direct method, bilingual method, and grammar translation method. Okay, what is teaching across the curriculum? It captures the idea of integrated learning, which is supposed to help students retain important information and develop the ability to visualize the forest without missing the trees. And also, it embraces not just the interweaving of subjects, for example, science and social studies, but of any curriculum elements, for example, the skills and content that might be thought more effectively in relation to each other than separately. Okay, the procedures and basis of teaching across the curriculum. The first one is implicit skills integration. And these are planned activities that require students to use the skills considered important, but the teacher doesn't present lessons on the skills and students don't do assignments whose main purpose is skill building. And the second one is explicit skills integration. And the skills are taught formally, and that is to say, they are identified, defined, modeled, and coached. To provide for adequate practice, students may need to complete assignments focused on skill building and content of the exercises may not always related to the main subject matter content. Okay, then we have the focus. When it's focused on content, whether skill development occurs in regarded as a side benefit rather than an instructional objective. When it's focused on skills, whatever examination of content takes place in totally in the service of skill development. When it's focused on skills content, a student's attention will be directed at some times toward the content of what is being taught and at other times toward the skills aspect. Types of activities it involves. The first one, concept mapping activities. This helps learners organize their ideas about a topic. For instance, higher order reading skills or writing tactics such as keeping a log of your thinking in a subject matter. Making comparisons. For example, in English, the focus might be on comparison of characters or books. Discursive reasoning, and that is to say, the relationship between a cause and its effect. For instance, in Macbeth. Create a song, create a collage, create a coloring book. What if a teacher asks students to create and then share what ifs? For example, what would have happened if Cinderella hadn't lost her slipper? Suitability for teaching English through literature. Students need extensive practice with reading to develop reflexive pattern recognition of a large vocabulary of words and phrases. As their encoding becomes more automatized, their minds are free to deal with high-order aspects of the test. For example, we carry out the previously activities and in addition, reading and storytelling. Storytelling leads to and through oral language to organizing and articulating thought and to build listening skills. Students identify the following features. Identifying the features can be applied to any event in history or fiction and to stories about real or fictitious people. For example, The Tortoise and the Hare, which is a fable by Aesop. Okay, in the following slides, there is a suitable example of an activity about how students can identify the features, but I won't talk about it because of the time. I only show you my slides, and if you want, you could pause the video and watch them. In any case, I think they don't need an explanation since they are very clear. Meanwhile, I'm going to continue with the next topic, which is weaknesses or challenges for being implemented by using tests. The first one, unfair, since it steals minutes from subjects that are already time poor. The second one, skills shouldn't be sacrificed for content and vice versa. And the last one, students need practice to be able to use any skill effectively with other activities. Okay, and finally, my conclusion about advantages and disadvantages I would face by using teaching across the curriculum. On the one hand, students could develop and practice skills and knowledge related to other subjects, improving thinking and learning skills, which would cause students to become more autonomous and proactive in their conduct as thinkers and learners. On the other hand, students may not have developed the specific skill or knowledge necessary to be successful in the activity at a particular school level. These are the references, and thank you for your attention.